It was a fight that we've been very excited about. Two players in the infancy of their careers, Mejia and Mendoza, fighting there at 170 pounds. Mendoza at 6'3", 2 inches taller than Mejia, and he has a 1-inch reach advantage. And we saw Canyon County, California. That's in the Santa Clarita area of northwestern Los Angeles. And you certainly know where San Francisco is, which is where Mejia calls home. We're underway. And it is the red, white, and blue on the shorts of Mendoza and Diablo.
Both of these fighters making their Combate Americas debut. And since this is the second fighter coming out of that scrap pack, you can look to make, you can be sure that they are technically sound everywhere.
There it is.
Beautiful double leg blasted right out of a cannon. Mejia got the takedown. And due to injury, he hasn't been able to make his debut with us, but this is his debut, and we're excited to see what he can do.
And we were told vicious in jiu-jitsu, and we may see a little bit of that here, and certainly training with where he does, that skill set available.
And Andreu Mendoza, although he is on his back, he is a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, but his opponent, his fighter, Mejia, is also a purple belt. Back to the feet, though, both fighters.
Important for Mendoza to get back. Good-looking fight early on. A little give and take. Big kick there by Mejia. Finds his target. He's looking to take it down again.
Tricky left hook straight to the clinch, looking for the takedown again as Mejia. Mendoza's got double unders, though. Oh, no, he had 1 over 1 under, and he got the takedown with a body lock. Beautiful takedown, gorgeous takedown, inside trip.
What are you looking for here, Campbell? Two guys early in their MMA career. There's going to be some nerves, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, we're watching this closely. Mejia obviously is the one the team's a little bit hotter on. Let's see how this pays out, you know? These guys are babies. They're puppies.
Mendoza has the back. He's looking to strike on Mejia, but Mejia gets back to the feet, looking to lock up a Kimura.
Yep, there it is, working on it.
And he's reversing it, Mendoza was, and they're back to the center of the jaula.
Mendoza responds well to adversity, although now he's going to have to do it again. And he's probably heard all the hullabaloo about the potential of Camilo Mejia, and he says, why not me?
Mejia back to the well with that double leg blast double. Beautiful takedown.
Look, I'm seeing Mejia doesn't want to stand up. He wants to go to the ground.
Yep.
Stick to what you know.
Yeah. I mean, he's not even trying to stand up.
No, he's just using it to set up his takedowns.
But we know Combate Americas is a stand-up organization.
That's how you impress the boss, yo.
No pun intended. Looking to...
I'll drop a pun in a heartbeat.
Looking to get a triangle if he can do it. Let's see if he can. Nope, but he uses it to get back to his feet. But big, heavy shots from Mejia. Facing his opponent, jacking up that underhook is Mendoza. Beautiful head position, looking for his own takedown now.
And again, it's point counterpoint here. And now up against, with his back to the fence, is Mejia, and it shows up, at least for a moment, throwing some punches with that lead right.
But again, he's just doing it to get into the clinch so that he can go for the takedown.
With the punch.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing if you can get the takedown. This isn't necessarily resting position, though. You want to be able to get in there, get in that takedown as fast as possible, and boom, got sat right on his butt from Mendoza.
And Mendoza, really interesting story. His father, got his nickname from that. His father no longer with us. Was, according to Mendoza, a gangbanger. Was a little disappointed. Sometimes had to see his dad in jail.
Taking the back, Mendoza looking to get his rear naked choke and punching to open that up. If he can, gets a hook. Beautiful job. Gets that rear naked choke almost, but he's over the chin. He's not got it quite yet.
Yeah, that's not going to work. But I'm impressed he's going for it.
Yeah, you might see him try to sneak into mount here.
Mendoza's had to respond to adversity, and he's gonna, every time I say it, there's more of it.
He gets reversed. Mejia on top. Gets out of that rear naked choke attempt, looking to suck up a triangle as Mendoza, but he cannot. And
fist flying now again, Mejia on the higher ground.
Mejia with big, huge shots from top. And this has just been a back and forth, both men back and forth on the positioning.
Haven't seen a submission attempt from either. Mendoza, by the way, trained by Gabe Rudiger, a name I think many people remember during his fighting days.
I want to say that was The Ultimate Fighter Season 5, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
He was definitely on The Ultimate Fighter, because if you watch that show, you can't forget Gabe Rudiger.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll leave it at
All
that.
right, we're about to complete round 1, and both fighters showing their moments. There's the horn as we'll get to a round 2. And we'll see if there's an opening for one of these two fighters. They're both prying around looking for it. And we'll see if Mejia goes that direction here.
Although he did have a rear naked choke attempt as well.
Hard to see who had the edge there, but I think Mendoza's got to be happy about the way he responded.
Yeah, he had a rear naked choke attempt, and he got reversed, but he needs to defend this takedown.
Mejia gets underground, looking to take down again.
Yeah, that's his weakness in this fight. He can't do anything to really put off the takedown. He's not able to make it dangerous for Mejia to take him down.
High crotch single leg from Mejia. Beautiful, beautifully
well.
executed takedown.
And now Mejia can drop some elbows.
And Mendoza back to his feet, nicely done. And he needs to keep the distance here. Be careful not to get too wild with the strikes, because he knows, there you go, he wants to get into that clinch.
He kept a good distance. Mejia, though, will relinquish it.
Nicely done by Mendoza.
There's an opportunity for Mendoza.
You can't get overly excited with your punches, because you know Mejia wants to close the distance and get that takedown. So you got to be cautious in how you strike.
Yeah, but he's also got to make it dangerous for him to come in on him.
You're so true.
He needs to know that there's going to be pain involved, and it's dangerous in that territory.
You're right. And the way
Royce Gracie always talked about that as being the dangerous territory for a jiu-jitsu guy. He's got that 2 or 3 feet that he's got to own.
Well, there he goes. He tried to. Big drop right on the lower back.
That was a big takedown again. Mejia has shown over and over that he knows how to blast double anybody through a brick wall. And he does that very good, very beautifully, I should say, very beautifully executed. But what can he do with it? Looking to pass into side control, but it just helps Mendoza get back to the feet. Grabs an underhook, walks to his underhook side and reverses Mejia and separates. Beautiful.
Look, I like both these guys. I think they're putting on a good show, and I think they both have a lot of heart, but I don't think they're well-rounded. I think they're missing some elements of their game here.
Yeah. This is the time to discover some of them. And here is Mendoza back on his feet, and again, leaving those openings.
Mendoza stuffs a takedown and looks for his own takedown with the body lock. Needs to pull him off of the jaula.
Mendoza, some knees right into that leg. That's not going to feel good.
Mendoza protecting his head. Big giant
That'll
knee.
work.
That was a good one. And defends a takedown again. Here comes a takedown of his own outside trip.
He does it. That's promising
Gorgeous.
stuff.
It's one of my favorite takedowns.
Sweep the leg.
Wanting to take the back, he can't.
Oh,
but
another big knee.
Answers with a big knee, like you said. Ooh, another one. Those are hard knees. Oh, 3 right in a row.
It's a tight clinch. More striking here. Mendoza's looking much better here as round number 2 unfurls.
Mejia got smart. He didn't let Mendoza control the posture of his head, and he got his head position back, and he backed out of that 4th knee that was coming.
Changing stances. As the book on Mendoza, he can go orthodox, he can go southpaw. We've seen a little bit of both. Let's see the volume of strikes they can pick up.
Mendoza needs to keep this fight standing. That's where he's finding the most success.
And a little less venom in Mejia, although that was a good strike.
Mendoza switching stances. He's in the southpaw stance. Right
Mendoza
hook.
seeming growing with confidence here.
They're looking a little tired, though.
Definitely.
Are we sure? Are you sure we're not like at altitude? Are we like in La Paz,
Mexico
Bolivia?
City.
Yeah.
Mejia does a really good job of using his strikes to set up his takedowns. He always is using his strikes to get into the clinch, and sometimes that's hard to do against a fighter who's on his bike and running around the whole time. So I like that he's being successful in that. I would like to see him.
There's more punches. Single leg though. The takedowns have disappeared here for Mejia, and that is his MO. Lurched over.
And I think that is so tiring to try to continuously take somebody down over and over again.
You know, to be so early in their careers, these guys are both showing a lot of maturity. And they're thinking in there. They're thinking in there.
It's kind of like a game of chess sometimes.
Yeah. No, I don't know if this is a great fight, but it's an interesting fight.
Mendoza with a little more experience. He has 3 fights. He's 2-1. This is the pro debut for Mejia, and it certainly shows at times. How does he handle the adversity? Things not going his way in round 2.
Mendoza needs to initiate the strikes. He needs to be first. It looks like he's waiting to counter. Looks like he's waiting to get his shots off. He needs to quit giving that respect and get right in his face with his strikes. He is the taller party.
I think that's exactly right. He's punching downhill.
And go to the 3rd round and looking to do some more punching downhill and enjoy the ride.
These are both 2 rounds that I would not want to judge.
I do like
look, see, he's jamming to La Chona.
Yeah, there you go.
I told you.
It
I
worked.
told you.
It worked.
Mendoza got a second wind.
I think he's thinking, I'm going to come out to that song and maybe leave Motorhead behind because it didn't quite do the job. We're in round 3 now.
Okay, see, now there's a little bit of mustard on those punches from
Because
Mendoza.
the music?
Yeah, I think so.
It seems, Julio, you tell me, it seems like the punches do better. The kicks you kind of see coming from Mendoza.
Yeah, he's lucky.
Mejia.
That was a big one. That bopped his head right back.
I'm guessing that came right from the corner. He goes, set it up with the kicks, and it did.
Yeah, it got the clinch, but a big, huge elbow over the top from Mendoza. Nicely done to get out of that clinch. You know that Mejia wants the clinch, so you got to get out of there.
Changing stances have made some uncomfortability here for Mejia, and now they engage.
Nice head position from Mendoza, almost. There we go. Pull that single. His corner is yelling at him desperately. Screaming.
And he's listening. At the very least, whether it's the right advice or not, I don't know. But when you listen to the corner, I think it shows a fighter who is listening.
Blast double from Mejia. That's 2 points in the wrestling world. His back is to the howler mat. El piso, the floor.
How many takedowns has he had in this fight?
About 4 or 5. Here's going for a triangle, and if he can, he'll probably switch it to a, there he goes, going to switch it to an omoplata. And
well, we can't see because the ref, would he get out of my way?
Ooh, big head kick from Mejia, nicely done. Active, active, active. Mejia is active.
Your favorite ref, Raul Parata, not on the card tonight, Campbell.
Yeah, that's right. I have no comment.
Well, we'll see him soon enough.
Yeah.
All right. Short quarters. Looping right hand from Mendoza. Everything to fight for in this 3rd round. You said you wouldn't want to be a judge here. Campbell says I'm the one to impress. Either fighter one step above the other. Juliana?
I think Mejia, because he's got more takedowns.
Campbell?
I would love to have them both back. They want to see them again. This is good. This is great.
The question is who's coming in with a victory. Their first Combate victory, which carries so much weight, sets the foundation for a good career here. We've seen so many fighters get that first win, and then they move right where they want to be, and then they can come to the boss's office and say, I want to be a main co-main.
And you can tell they got the draw. I mean, a lot of people here in the crowd were from Mejia. He's not too far away.
It's a long way from home for Mendoza, technically from Canyon County / Sylmar. Went to Cal State Northridge, got a BA in sociology.
Love that.
I think you see that a lot with fighters. They're such compelling figures.
I love that they always will have a backup plan, fall back on just in case. It's great.
And it's a tough business. Again, the change of the stance going southpaw into the body of Mejia. It's going to be a tough one to call with 2 minutes to go, heading towards completion. Oh, maybe one of the better strikes of the fight from Mejia. Firm with the kick.
It's a slapping head kick from Mejia. And at this point, it's who wants it.
It's been a stand-up 3rd round. Mendoza with some combinations.
Great 3-piece combo. That uppercut woke him up, popped his head back like a Pez dispenser, and he answers for it.
Takedown number 88.
Yeah. Mejia with the blast double again. Mendoza needs to get back to his feet, improve his position.
Well, Mendoza's been good at getting back to his feet, but this is late in the game.
Definitely.
What's the thought process, Julian? You're on your back. You go, how do I get up, and how do you catalog things in your head to compete this?
Scramble, 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 scramble. You gotta move,
maybe
you
not
gotta
too
move,
much
you gotta
thinking.
move.
Just do it.
Yeah, you gotta move. You gotta move.
I think it's off the blood. Not sure where the blood's coming from.
Trying to hand
I think
fight.
it's on
Mejia.
Yeah.
Looking for the hand fight, trying to get those hips out. Mendoza can't, though. That clinch body lock, gable grip on
Again, Mendoza's out of the tight bind.
And he's going to jack at that underhook. Looked for a judo takedown, but got reversed. Right into side control is Mejia, and this is where he
dropping
can
some elbows.
find more success. Beautifully done by Mendoza to get back to his feet, but he's at a
Maybe in the guillotine.
dangerous position in a head and arm guillotine.
Oh, yeah, there's a right above the left eye. One of those elbows of Mendoza lit up Mejia. Not only is there blood, but heavy swelling.
Swollen eye.
Mendoza is totally fine here. If he can drop that shoulder and get that shoulder pressure into the chin of Mejia, he'll be fine, because right now he's in a guillotine, but he's still fighting.
A little baby raton on that left eye.
Baby
of Mejia.
raton, that's a big raton.
That's it, and now you leave it to the judges. And this one is going to be tight like a tiger. Look at that thing swell up.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, that thing popped up out of nowhere.
If it went any longer, this is where the doctor probably comes in, Campbell, and take a look at that and see if he can continue, because that eye is closing.
It's closing.
They need to put that end swell on ASAP. Oh my gosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, after going all 3 rounds, the official scorecard reads as follows. Judge Saucedo scores the bout 29-28 in favor of Mendoza. El juez Saucedo anotó 29-28 a favor de Mendoza. El juez Gingona 29-28 a favor de Mejia. Judge Gingona scores it 29-28 in favor of Mejia. And Judge Vieira turns in the scorecard of 29-28. El juez Vieira anotó 29-28 a favor del ganador por decisión dividida in favor of the winner by way of split decision. In his pro debut, Camilo Mejia.
Changed the look on his face very quickly.